Right, hello, this is my second attempt at making this video now. The first one I did was okay, but it came out at 15 minutes in length, which I was told no more than 5. So here we go, let's try and get through everything I've done so far in this project in 5 minutes. So we'll start here with the main menu. Great place to start. We've got the settings. In the settings at the moment we've only got keybinds. So I've made the custom Unity input system, or a new one that I've made even, sorry, which allows me to be able to reset the hotkeys much easier and save them. I will later use this input system for other things. For now it's the keybinds. These save, these work. Interact 1 and 2 are interactions with objects and NPCs. Going to the stats menu here, this is essentially like almost like a database of all the stats of the player, or at least of the save file, I suppose. This is really useful for quests. Quests can basically look at this and they can determine sort of it's easy to determine conditions or completion conditions, for example. So let's say you need to kill 3 goblins for a quest. It can say, oh, so the starting number is going to be 174. By the time you get to 177 or whatever, it isn't exactly how it works, but it does use the stats menu, or the stats sort of database even, sorry. And then it'll be like, okay, you've completed it now. Exit button doesn't work in Inspector, but just what you think it does. So here we are in the game. Use the input system that I made, and it adds, adds movement to the player, and this sort of movement then correlates back to the animator, which tells the animator which animations to play. So obviously it's just running or idling, but then also when you're attacking, it's which direction to attack. So left and right will always be the same because it's just the animation will flip. But if you're traveling upwards, you have an upwards attack. If you're traveling downwards, a downwards attack. Here is one of the goblins here now. This one you actually cannot kill with the attack, but when you go near it, it will begin to fuse and then explode, and it'll do damage in a radius. Not only will it do damage to you, but it'll also do damage to other goblins. That's sort of the positive to him being unkillable. This thing here is sort of a dynamite thrower. They'll get within an attack radius and they'll start throwing, but then they'll get within half the attack radius and they'll stop moving entirely. This is just because it makes sense for this goblin to do this. They're not going to want to get so close to you to explode. Obviously they can't actually do damage to themselves. That there was a melee goblin. They just come at you and attack. Here we have an enemy tower. The idea is this inherits from the thrower class, but it cannot move, but it's got double the range. This here is a friendly building. When you're near it, you'll heal. I'll do this for a few different friendly buildings. This here is another enemy structure that spawns goblins every now and again. Something like this won't be so close to the player's spawn, but it's just there for the sakes of this being the testing environment. These little NPC guys here give quests. I should probably have made this full screen. There you are. And here is a simple quest of cutting down 3 trees. I've got a little simple inventory here. This just has numbers. I do plan to eventually do something like the Minecraft inventory system, but for now this will be fine. Something similar, I'm not exactly sure. So F, that's one of the interaction keys. You can cut down the trees here by just clicking them. Up here in the top left you can see sort of the quest title and description. Eventually there'll be a reward and sort of win conditions. So here I've done it, and so that will close. You can see the NPC that I actually got the quest from now sort of celebrating. That's kind of the way when you sort of go back to the NPC of seeing oh, this NPC's quest done. Although you can still go up to and take another quest, and if you do, their arms will drop that down. But it'll be a way of eventually saying, okay, no, the NPC has already had their quest completed. They will have a cooldown and be able to come back, but it'll be like that for a certain period of time. Here we have the caves. This is for now the only level of the cave. I tried to decorate it as much as I can because it was a bit dry, a bit dull. I think it is Elder Scrolls Redguard or Daggerfall. I think it might be Daggerfall actually. Basically they have a big procedural world, but then they have like a set of sort of a few different sets of dungeon cave things, and anytime you go into one it will pick at random one of the sort of layouts. That's kind of what I'm going to do with this. and that sort of system. You sort of, as you enter the caves, it will pick between a set of caves. There's quite a lot of enemies in this, so I'm just going to charge through this. While it's not clear, at the end of this sort of tunnel here, there is actually an exit from the cave. Yeah, so I want to try and keep this as short as possible, because last time I went to 15 minutes. So I think I'll sort of do it for progress. That very quickly encapsulates everything I've sort of been doing in the forums, and that is where my game is now. So, yeah, thank you, goodbye.